That Meta not only is doing very well in its core business right now, but seems to have a good lead and a good approach for the next two frontiers of technology. One of them is in terms of AI. Their Llama model is the leading open source model and is gaining a tremendous amount of popularity. And then importantly, and especially today, in terms of spatial computing, mixed reality, they have the best, most comprehensive vision for where that's headed. And they showed us some progress today, especially around the Orion headset.
Right, and let's talk more about that. And let's try and get beyond the hype, Gil. This is technology that is many years away from glasses that you will wear every day. And Mark Zuckerberg has gone on to say that one day it could even replace your phone. We're years away from commercialization here, and getting back to this entire monetization narrative, and is it justified by the capital spending? Are investors getting carried away?
I don't think so. I think that the way humans and computers interact is changing very rapidly as we speak. And it may be a few years until it's completely changed, but that modality of us communicating with a handset with our thumbs is outdated. The modality of us sitting in front of a fixed size monitor and interacting with a computer by typing on a keyboard, those are not a great way for us to interact with a computer. The computer's sitting there with all this tremendous processing power and increasingly AI capabilities waiting for us to provide an input. And then the output has to be through what is often a very small screen that we have a hard time interacting with. So the fact that we are now evolving that to different modalities, especially ones that we put on our face, is a huge market that we're going to be transitioning to. The rate we transition to it may be the question, but there's very little doubt that we would rather not have to consume through a screen, to type with our thumbs. It makes a lot more sense that we're going to speak to the computer and that we're going to see visuals that are projected in front of our eyes, either in a very small form factor like the Ray-Ban glasses, or a more comprehensive form factor like the Vision Pro or the Quest. So this is a very important frontier for the company, and the fact that they have a better vision than most is important for today's stock price, even if it's not going to be in this year's revenue.
Gil, I can't help but laugh at the irony of the fact that, like, back in about 2012, Google Glass was out there and, of course, was a massive failure because it was just too ahead of its time. Have we shifted enough in terms of our thinking? Because one of the reasons Google Glass didn't launch very well is because of privacy issues. Are we now just so used to just, having our lives recorded, having our lives and our data being put out there? We're basically giving it away for free. And in terms of what we want on a daily basis from functionality, do you think that we're ready, the world and humans are ready for this, for wearing augmented glasses?
Almost. And history is full of examples of technology coming out ahead of its time, before it's ready, not being accepted, going away, and then coming back again. Apple introduced the Newton 10, 20 years before the iPod and the iPhone to a very low acceptance. Windows CE came next, didn't work. And it wasn't until the technology and the consumers were ready for the iPhone when that took off. The Google Glass is the same thing. It wasn't quite ready. People weren't quite ready. We're a lot closer now because of the advances in computing, in semiconductors, in shrinking the technology, in battery technology. But to your point, also because of how consumers think of what they're willing to do, how much they're willing to share, and how much they're willing to look at new devices and interact with them in a different way.